Everyone, welcome back to the live stream and our live coding series. So last week I was in San Francisco and it was like early morning 7 a.m. live streams. Thanks to I think we also had this daylight time saving between Europe and US. I think it's changed everywhere, and now thanks to that I was actually doing it at 7 a.m. Otherwise, might have been earlier or later. Yeah, I'm just always confused with the time zone. I think everyone is confused with the time zone. But last week we were able to actually add, did we? Yeah, I think we did the forms. One second, let me check if my voice is proper. I hope I'm audible. Yeah, I think yes. I can see my voice here, so it should be good. And let me see. No, so we did this new forms. So now Angular has reactive forms, template-driven forms, and now there is signal forms. So which we tried last week. And for today, I don't have as such any agenda. The first thing which we will do is we will merge our PR. Last week we have so many changes which are still not merged to the main, and maybe we can just go ahead and add that. And do we have anything else to actually explore as part of the Angular's new changes? I think we also already spoke about resource API. We went through HTTP, we went through the signal forms, we went through the template syntax, and maybe this is time where maybe we can let AI do the work, because we know the basics now, and you can always verify like what are the changes which is being made by you, because uh, of course now you know the basics, right? And we also added the skill. So if you remember, like last week we were able to add the Angular's skill, which gives more context to your AI agent, right? So let's go ahead and see the code, and we will probably do check the we'll run. Let's see, we'll run the API, and okay, I'm not sure, but let's see what's happening here. It was working last week, so might be some dependencies or what's happening here. So you know some weird npm install issue. Okay, come on, work. Okay, and so we are using npm, so we can just go ahead and say, okay, hey npm, just install it again. And maybe we can move to pnpm as well in future. I think pnpm is much better. I like it. So I'm back home, so and I hope I don't have any internet issue so far, because before leaving, I like really had a strange internet issue where it was getting disconnected again and again. So hope telecom fixed it. Install. Let's see how much time it takes. Okay, so npm install is good. Let's go ahead and see if the serve works. And yeah, it should work. Yeah, I was not I was not expecting it to fail anymore, but and then we have to run our front end, which is the app and hotel management, right? So this is something which you have to also run. So I can do another one, or I can run it together, but why not? Npx Nx run, and then put in management serve, and 4200 is already in use. This is interesting. I have no idea who is using this port. So let's go ahead and figure it out using AI. So open chat, and you kill port 4200. So, I'm not good at like finding all the commands. So it says lsfr. Seems like a right command to me. So I'll just go back and let's see. And let's run it again. So it says it killed the open port. Yep, it killed it actually. And now I can just open the closed port 000. And let's see, this is how our browser looks like. And this is the form which we are talking about. So we added this form and then we discussed about some of the properties of the form. We saw this required field. So now you cannot submit in case you don't have anything defined here, right? So that was one of the validations which we added. And I don't know who is capturing my screen, but it says access your screen and system module 23 times. Okay, all good, but why? Okay. Oops. Sometimes it's surprising, like someone clicking, like capturing a screen. You have no idea like who's doing this, and it's possible with the AI, right? You don't know what which agent is running on your local machine, and then talks. Okay, so this is not the one. I want to go to my repository, my org, and repositories. I think this was live stream code orbit. So this is the repository we have. We already have one pull request. We'll try to merge it. So let's see, add genkit. This is the branch where we have all the changes. So let's see what are the some comments. So it says, okay, the user message passed directly to AI without system instructions. Okay, this creates risk. Okay, this is really nice. We are all are using AI to do something, and this is a very common known issue of prompt injection. You actually, if I don't sanitize my request, there is possibility that someone can do prompt injection. So CodeRabbit actually can figure this out. Okay, you are just directly passing the request to your AI. Don't do this because this can cause a prompt injection issue. And then it says off-topic responses, and the AI may not consistently hold written data. It's possible because we are not actually checking it. So it says, okay, what you can do is you can pass the prompt, but you can also say system. So we are defining that, okay, you are a hotel recommendation assistant, so only reply with hotel recommendation and don't do anything else. So right now I can ask whatever I want to and it will reply. So I don't actually want it to happen. And it says there is a syntax error, and believe me, I haven't written this syntax, so this is AI. And it says line 44 to 47 is actually CSS properties and closing brackets without an operator opening selector. And this is interesting. So I don't know, like if I made this mistake or AI made this mistake, but let's accept that AI made this mistake because uh, I am not that good at CSS. Okay, and then this is if the HTTP request fails, loading remains true. Okay, and it says remains true indefinitely because loading is set to false is only called in success. Okay, so it says, okay, we haven't actually done anything to handle the failure. Okay, which is right. Yep, it says, but there's a typo where I'm saying observable. Okay, but it should be observable. So that's the correct one. And then let's see. So it says address low severity security advisory. It says 1.3.1 31.0. This is what I'm using. Low security exists in this package. Affecting version is greater than 1.17, while the fix is available in 16. Okay, so I'm just wondering, 131 is actually greater than 117. And while the fix is available in 116, it requires a major version upgrade. Consider whether risk mitigation. Okay, let's see. I'm sure this time, sometime it's, is just like figuring out the other. It's just getting confused with another version. It says 1.31.0 is the latest one. So I think we can ignore this one. I'll just mark it as resolve and hyphenate pre for consistency. Line should use pre v20. Okay, that's fine. I don't think I need to worry about it. And it says matching strategy. This is what? This is skills. Okay. I don't know why it's actually complaining about skills. add language specifier to code block. Maybe, oh, this is a really good example. As we are checking the skills file, actually you can raise this as a PR in Angular skill repository. So this is something which we saw last time. So you can go to Angular skills, and this is the repository. So maybe if you are interested, you can actually add this all reported issues in and go ahead and raise a PR. So for example, it says the example test user arbitrary timeouts cy.wait 1000 online, but the best practice section on line 66 advises against this approach because this is maybe thing, like, because this is just a skill file. I mean, I shouldn't be actually testing this, and I need to tell Copilot, or not Copilot, but I need to tell CodeRabbit to not care about this file, right? So I think I can remove this. For example, for now, let's resolve all these commits. So resolve, and there are 3 hidden conversations. I'll just resolve them as well. And I think the only ones which I wanted to fix is the ones which are above, because I did skills after adding the code. So, you know, it says, okay, this is valid issue. So I just copy this AI prompt. So with CodeRabbit, you also get this prompt for AI agents, which I can actually just hand off to your coding agent, and then you can say, okay, your coding agent will just do the work. So I'll just mark this as, oh, so I'm in ask mode. Let me just do the agent mode. And this, I'll just mark it as resolved because it is trying to, okay. So it says, okay, the typo exists. I'm just fixing it. Okay, cool, fix it. And it says loading remains true. And I think it's okay. I can ignore this for now. And this was critical. Let's see what's happening here. Where is the closing brackets which we missed? And we'll just go back to CSS, and it says there is some missing brackets on line number 44 to 47. And yes, it does. Who did this? And where does this CSS apply? So I'm just wondering. Uh, okay, let's see, chat.css. We added chat in this uh, section, so I'm not sure like who did this. So I'll just remove it for now because it shouldn't be just hanging around. I mean, it's unused CSS anyways. And for this one as well, I can just copy the prompt, and this is the last one. So I can say, okay, just go ahead and fix this. And let's see, it's actually changing the code, making the changes. Okay, so it says fixed, and now we can verify the changes. It says, okay, this is observable, chat.css, we removed this. I mean, we are setting up, okay, we are saying, okay, role system, role user, and we are saying, okay, you're a hotel data. Okay, perfectly fine. And what we can do is to verify the changes, we can actually just go back to our UI, and I'll say, okay, find hotel in or maybe let's see, Berlin for one adult between uh, first May to sixth May, and my budget is 200 euro per night, and uh, What else? What we can include? So yeah, gave me top 10 recommendation. Okay, so it's saying, okay, we said, okay, find a hotel in Berlin per one hotel between 1st May to 6th May, and we gave the budget, and we are saying, okay, give me the top 10 recommendation. So let's see, and we have the list here. So it gave me 10 hotels. It's good. Actually, the prompt works 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, and it is giving me all the hotels under 200. There's one 210, so I think it's okay. One, because probably it couldn't find 10 hotels in less than 200, so yeah, makes sense. But so everything works fine. I mean, we verified the changes. Now we can just go ahead and push it. And I don't like to use the AI to commit my changes, so I'll just go ahead and do it manually as we always do. So let's say add fix code review comments, and I'll just push it. Oh, this reminds me of something. So last week I was talking to a friend who mentioned about my keyboard noise. So he was like, "Oh, you do you use a mechanical keyboard?" And I was like, "Yes, I just moved to a mechanical keyboard." And he was like, I can hear it on your live streams." And I was like, "Oh, wow, I never thought about it." So in case you're also hearing this noise, I mean, I'll try to get rid of it, but probably have to maybe buy a new silent keyboard, which I'm not sure like which one to buy. I really like this one, the Logitech one, because it takes care of my at least shoulder and hand, because this is a Logitech's mechanical, or is it called mechanical or maybe something else? Oh, this is not mechanical then. I think it's called something else. So, but yeah, I want to try something silent. So when I do live streams, it doesn't like the voice shouldn't come. And it's running our CI/CD pipeline, which we should always run before you actually merge something into main. So your main remains sane and doesn't break anything. So meanwhile, I'll just do one thing. I'll just move back to main. Just a good pull because okay, there's nothing else. Okay, what is this? Update is ready. Click to restart. When they moved it here, it says released March 24. Interesting. I thought like I have the latest one. Let's see. Meanwhile, the PR is getting ready. I'll just restart my VS Code. Okay, printer, and open new window. So it says April 2, 2026. Okay, so this is the one, the latest one. Hmm, interesting. Data checked in .env file. No, I, I think I haven't done that, but let's see. Otherwise, I have to tell Ritvi to remove. No, no, it's okay. So I don't have a env file checked in. Uh, I did. I did. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Maybe to merge. And in case you haven't noticed, GitHub actually made some changes. The CI/CD thing is available here. Now you can actually also merge your pull request from this place. So you can actually just click merge like able to merge. As soon as it is available, go ahead and say merge request, commit merge, and it it's done. I mean, earlier, you have to go to like scroll to the bottom and then see what is happening with your CI/CD pipeline, and then just go ahead and okay, why it's not going back, but and this is merged, so now I can go back. This is some weird issue. Let's see. So I'll just say git pull. Okay, so we have all the changes available here now, and what we can do is we can actually now start building a few more stuff with the help of AI agents, right? So let's see. What we can do is I think there is a plan which we already have available here. So if I go back to issues and we can think about feature, what we want to do. So I'll say, okay, the room management and configuration. So what we want to build is like the system, like everything which we see here. So what we will do is we will use something known as code rapid plan. So let's go and let me log in into code rapid. So uh, something went wrong. Maybe let's see. Provide for visitor ID. No, visitor ID available. Oh, interesting. So it says internal server could not get access and refresh token. I don't have any idea what it is. Maybe application, clear site data. I'll just clear the cookies. Sometimes it causes things to break. And let's refresh. Hope this works now. If it doesn't work, okay. Interesting. Let me just do one thing. Yeah, I can just go ahead and create a sub issue. So I'll just take this first feature and create sub issue. And for now, let's do one. And then here I can go and say, hey, code rabbit AI, go ahead and plan this thing. And let me hey, thank you for joining. And let's see, I just need to post one message because I see there are a few things which is breaking. So let's see. So we are so Pranipal, thanks for joining. I mean, so we are trying to actually just use AI or generative AI or AI agent, whatever you want to call it, to build the future of all the features which we wanted to build. Because we talked about basics, we also now have a skill file which knows everything about the Angular features which we want to build. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a plan and verify the plan and then hand it over to a AI agent, and then it can just work and do things for us. We can also see maybe if you haven't tried Codex, how many of you actually have seen Codex or tried Codex before? So this is how it looks like. In I have, I think, a basic plan, but I'm still like I still have lot of free credits available, I think. Yeah, and then I can just go ahead and see like if I can just start multiple threads. If I can, let's see, or maybe multiple agents in parallel. See, my plan is ready. I mean, one thing is also right. So a lot of people are still wondering if they should use plan mode or planning agent, or maybe uh, in case you're using any maybe tool where the plan mode is available. So one of the advantage of using plan mode is it's more like, back in the days where you used to write design doc, and if you start writing your maybe start giving prompts to your AI agent, then it's like, okay, you got the Codex free for 6 months. No, Nepal. So I have like it's from Code Rapid. So I have few. It's not from. I haven't applied to any open source programs, by the way, because I know there is one from uh, Open API for Codex, and there is one from Anthropic for Cloud Code. But I already have access to like free access to Copilot, so I generally just try to stick with Copilot. I know it's free. I mean, I can get into the program, but why? I don't need those many tokens anyways. I think I have enough. And then for Codex, I think sorry, I have one from CodeRabbit, so I think that's enough. But yeah. So I was talking about the plan mode, right? So a lot of people are doing like, should I use plan mode? Should I not use plan mode? So it's more like if you are using planning mode, it's more like you are planning things as maybe like a sane engineer, where you plan, or you plan everything in advance. You write a design doc, and then you say, okay, this design doc looks perfectly fine, this is what I wanted to build, and then you can go ahead. But as and then I realized this is what I was doing as an IC, right? So I was an individual contributor. This is what I was doing, and I love it. And then there is another way where you can just start doing prompts. You don't care. You just start writing prompts. You want to see the changes as soon as possible. This is what I used to do when I was very young, like energetic. I just wanted to build things. So it was more like screw up and figure out thing like situation. So I used to write code. Then after maybe writing code for half a day or maybe sometime more than a week, I used to realize, okay, this approach is not right. I'm sure like most of the engineers who before AI might have done this as well. So you write code, you start writing, okay, so this is what I want to build, and you take some approach, you try to build this thing, and then after maybe vesting your week, and you realize, oh, that this is like, I'm just making it complicated, and then you figure out, okay, there is a simpler solution. But that's how I think most people learn. uh, like if they are like really good at what they do, that's how most people in this industry learned that, okay, uh, yeah, they tried 10 different things and finally figured out, okay, this is what is better, this is what is not better. So just decide which kind of engineer you are. So if you want to just directly jump into and start doing things, just go ahead and do the prompting. But there is a cost. So if you do prompts, maybe you will burn more tokens. if you do planning, so you already know like what you need to build. You have decided that okay, this is what I'm going to do. Plan looks perfectly fine. Then go ahead and use plan. You also save tokens, right? And I keep talking about like save tokens. Yeah, a lot of companies are giving it for free, but it won't be free for a long time. So learn how to save it. Okay, so it almost takes 10 minutes. Yeah, I think I agree. Punipal. So Punipal is saying try and error is the best way. Uh, you know, it, it it's like you learn a lot. So decide like, I mean, if I was doing maybe this 10 years ago, of course, that's what I was doing anyways 10 years ago. I was just trying and like trying to figure out things. So I just used to write and then see, okay, this doesn't work. Let's do this way. And I was working in .NET back in early 2010, and then between 2010 to 2017, and a lot of things were not open source, right? So it was not an era of open source. I think NuGet it was already there. So NuGet is actually a package manager which exists for .NET in case you're not aware, and it was not free. Sorry, yeah, I mean it's so NuGet was like where people used to publish their packages and then you can use it, and there were a lot of pre-approved packages, right? It was mostly Microsoft people who were building the packages. And now it's open source, so you can also like see and publish your own code on .NET. I had no idea what open source meant actually back in those days. So I think the only way to figure out the code was Stack Overflow. So if you get an error, just go to Stack Overflow and ask. Maybe probably someone already has this error. Okay, so we have the coding plan available. So let's see. So, we have already written a lot of code. So it says what we can do. So with my coding plan or code rabbit agent actually gives me the summary saying, okay, this is what I am going to do. More like writing a design doc, right? Where you summarize, okay, these are the 10 things which we can do, but maybe this is the best way to do it. So this plan actually looks something kind of similar. So let's see. If I go back, it says, okay, it says extend existing shared models library with comprehensive room management interface. So we have room type, room amenity. I don't know what this 000 schedule means, but allocation media item, I think I need to ask CodeRabbit like to explain what this is. And maybe this is something which is left over from our code. So let's go ahead and figure it out or search. Okay. Oh, schedule. Maybe out of office or something like that. Okay, this is not zero. This is O. So maybe something related to out of office. Create new API rooms backend service library following established API product pattern. So it says, okay, this is also an advantage of monorepo. So I'm going to do a talk on 11th in Istanbul, Turkey, on monorepos, and this is what you will not get in case you're not using monorepos, right? So here I'm getting a suggestion that okay, I can also write a backend for you, and your code base already follows a pattern, uh, which is like API slash product. So what I can do is I can create similar API using the same pattern which you have done. So it's not trying to reinvent the wheel. So this is an again good example of monorepos plus the planning agent, and then CodeRabbit actually knows your code base really well, right? It understands the context and everything, and then tries to figure it out what needs to be done. And it says, okay, mount all CRUD operational endpoints, perfectly fine. And it says use API response wrapper to see this. It says build Angular 21 components using signals. This is important. You know why it is saying this, because we also added the skills, Angular skills. So in case you haven't tried, just go ahead and add Angular skills as well, because The Angular team recently published it like 2 weeks ago, and it says implement room allocation engine with placeholder reservation interface, enabling immediate functionality once booking model is built. So we don't have the booking model yet, and these are the design choices, right? So this is something which I really love about this planning agent or planning mode, because a lot of ICs actually do this as part of their job, where they write design document and then they define their design choices, right? What are they going to do and which design approach is better? So it says, okay, options considered. It says, okay, what are the different options which we have considered is this. So it says defer the room allocation engine entirely until booking module is built. And then second says, okay, build the allocation service with stub reservation interface. And the third says create a simplified manual only allocation with auto assignment logic. And it says, it chose option 2. So it says, okay, what we have done is build the allocation service with placeholder. So it's like a dummy, but it's available. So as soon as we plug in the actual implementation, because we probably don't want to do the full-fledged implementation as part of this sprint, or maybe this feature, because we want to keep it small. So it says, okay, so I'm going to go with option 2. Similarly, for media storage, it says, okay, I can use Milter. Milter is something which you can use with Node.js to upload media files. And it says second is implement mock in memory for media storage, and it says third is skip media upload. I mean, I don't need to care about it right now. And it says, okay, I will just go ahead with in memory, and then we can revisit this and maybe have some actual on file or on disk implementation later on. And it says, okay, these are the implementation stage. So it says first it will try to run backend. Second, it says I'll write front end room configuration, and it can actually just do all this in multiple phases, because it says, okay, this feature is very big. So Code Rabbit's plan mode is actually trying to split them into multiple plans or multiple phases. And you can give this to your coding agent, and then it will say, okay, do you want to implement maybe phase 1 right now and phase 2, phase 3 later on, or you want to run do everything together? So let's try this out actually. So I can just go ahead and copy this, and we'll go back, and I'll just use GPT. Uh, okay, so they have something called auto. Let's try this auto. I'll just go ahead and start a new window, new agent, new chat, and then give this to our AI agent. So it's actually referring to the scale files which we added. And now it's okay. I'm implementing this end to end, and it's trying to like figure out like what it needs to do. And let's see. And with planning mode, right, you see the conversation, like even the token consumption, you can see it's okay. It's right now 33K tokens which it has used. But if you try to actually just chat through, maybe phase 1 will cost you maybe more tokens, and then phase 2 will cost you more tokens, because you will be chatting with regularly with your agent, trying to figure out like what needs to be done. And with planning, you don't need to. You just gave the plan. And okay, so it's it says, okay, I have existing patterns, and now it's trying to figure out the patterns and do it on itself. It's trying to add the backend models. And if something goes wrong, of course, we can always roll back. And hopefully we don't need to. Oh, what do you What you do for to keep your brain busy in this AI era? Oh, okay. What I do? So recently, I think it's I'm busy because I'm traveling a lot. So I was at KubeCon, then came back, and then went to San Francisco to visit my friends. And now I'm flying to Istanbul, and then I'll be back home, and then I'll fly to Las Vegas, and from Las Vegas I'll go to San Francisco, and then back home, and I'll stay for 2 weeks, and then fly again. Not fly again. I mean, I'm going to take a train. So there is a conference in Poland, but I mean, generally I go for a run. So because you need to, of course, get rid of all this extra headaches, or maybe a lot of things which is changing in the field, right? I mean, I'm just surprised like how fast this AI thing is moving. I mean, a few years ago, I just sent a tweet saying, okay, a few years ago it was like autocomplete thing, and now you don't even need to worry about like what code is being written. Even like when the pilot first launched, it was just like autocomplete. You still need to write your code. So you are in ID, you're writing your code, and then I think Cursor, right? So Cursor launched this agent mode, which changed the game totally. And now no one is talking about Cursor now. But then Cloud Code launched, and it was a hit. And then people thought like, oh, IDs are dead, and no one is going to use IDs. It's CLI era. Everyone started building CLIs, and then suddenly Codex comes in, and open code comes in, and those are like again where you are moving back to an app, right? It's just not an IDE. I understand that like it's not an IDE, but still an app, right? Where you can actually you're interacting with a GUI kind of stuff. So it's hard. Like I'm just surprised like how fast things are moving, and then sometimes it just becomes so overwhelming. I'm sure like most of you also feel the same way, like overwhelmed with so many things happening in the industry. But yeah, I mean, running is sometimes helps. It helps to maybe focus on something else for a time, or just when I'm running it, I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not thinking about like what I need to do tomorrow. I'm just focused on, oh, this path looks very nice. Oh, CLI is okay. Let's not talk about it. So yeah, CLI and MCP, like that's another thing which people talk about. MCPs are dead. Oh my god, so many things. I think, look, I always think like, okay, once you get comfortable using something, you're not going to change your workflow daily, and it's the same. Like nothing which is getting used will die ever. I mean, now people don't talk enough about uh, GraphQL, but GraphQL still exists, right? It's not like it's dead. People for years, I know, Nipal can agree, kept talking about PHP is dead for years. And I was like, dude, I know people who are like making shitload of money using PHP. And it's the same everywhere. Like Blue, it's extremely difficult to learn coding in a traditional way for me. There's no time and not enough incentive beside acing interviews. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, there's the incentivizing learning has stopped, right? And no one is focused on seeing what code you write. No one is interested in doing that. Even at work, people are like, okay, how fast we can ship. And it means you don't have to do that. Like you just need to use an AI agent. That's what I'm doing right now, right? I'm not focused on like what kind of code I need to push on. I mean, because there are but you have to always build some guardrails, right? That's where actually Code Rabbit literally fits into my workflow. That I can push my code and then just let code review, let Code Rabbit do the code review, and then I can move on. And I still have some sense like what I'm doing. And yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm not sure like what your real name is, but blue is a nice color, and it's the best color in the world, by the way. I mean, it's my favorite one. after purple. So because my daughter loves purple. I mean, I know people are still somehow uh, in interviews still asking people to do coding interviews on Notepad++ or maybe Google Docs, right? PHP is good, of course. I mean, look, I think if you are good in any programming language, you can always make money. I think that's what I believe in. Okay, I have added new front-end room service plus the reusable amenities signal. Okay, so what is done? So it says, okay, oh, it has like 8 tasks, and then it's only working on one. This is funny. Blue was held by throat and smashed to the ground. I'll tell this to my daughter. Yeah, literally that's what happened. So I used to like blue, and then always it was always purple. Oh, which one? So I was like, okay, now purple is my favorite color. And literally, I mean, I can show you. I have this, and it's purple. This is for like, of course, for my hand rest. And if you uh, still don't trust me, and see this. So my even my website is like I used to love blue, and now it's all purple. And I did this before AI, by the way. So it is not generated by AI. It's actually a theme which I found on Astro website back in 23, I think, and I just like loved it. Like, oh, this is purple, so let's use it. So okay, so it's still working. I mean, my agent is going through and implementing all the features. It's still evaluating everything. And what else we can do? So we just saw the code. I mean, we can maybe figure. Yeah, I can create another plan. So let's go back and front end and desk reservation module, right? Uh, let's see which is something. What is something we can do irrespective of my first task? And let's see, I'll just do this front desk reserve and reservation module, check in checkout flows, individual room inventory, because I think we need in inventories, folio management, split billing, integrated payment processing, automated invoicing, point of sale integration. What is that? Guest facing portal. I think this all like, depends on the first task, right? So I think we cannot do uh, glad that you here finally. I was the one who texted you on Twitter. Oh, thank you. Yeah, nice meeting you. I do this stream with my friend Ritvi like every Thursday, Friday in case you want to hang out. We do this for 1 hour. Try to do some live coding and figure out like how much I know about AI or how much I know about coding anymore. As you said, as Lex Blue said, there's no incentivization to learn coding, so we are just trying to make sure like at least we know like and try to teach others. Purple is AI color for sure. Somehow, I mean, I don't know, like it started with who started this? I don't know. I think it started with uh Telvin, right? I mean, Telvin had everything, it was purple, and then somehow all this uh you know um AI models picked up that color and started getting everything in purple somehow. That's interesting. Oh, you mean Ritvik? So Ritvik's busy. She will be back tomorrow, maybe because I'm not here. I'm not here tomorrow. I'll be in my flight uh, to Turkey. Yeah, to Istanbul. And I literally wrote Istanbul on my Slack, and my friend was asking like, "What is this place? Where are you going?" And I realized I again made a typing mistake. So But yeah, so she's going to be here tomorrow, and she's busy. She is going to travel to a conference next week. Hopefully, if she gets a visa. So she's getting prepared for with everything, logistics and everything, probably to reach there. And yeah, and then we have some upcoming conferences. I think we both will be uh, at different conferences during third week of July. So she will be at React Miami and AI Miami, and I will be at Google Cloud next. And then we will meet again in San Francisco. When did I met Ritvy last time? Oh, it was like a year ago. It was, yeah, I met her in Amsterdam. So actually, it was way before I had joined Rapid. It was, I was just there for a conference. Oh, I was invited by Rapid to actually help them. Uh, so yeah, and it was her birthday actually. So I still have the photo. Uh, 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 yeah. So here it is. So if you see this, this is from the conference in Amsterdam, and there is the guy in the middle is Dan, who does all the logos for Code Rapid, and he's really amazing at logos. I think he's doing amazing. He has his own agency, which creates a lot of logos. Code Vision. Will you travel to US as well? I think of it, but then I don't know what to do there. Feeling lonely. Will you travel to? I was there just a week ago, and I'm going to be there in 2 weeks again. So, I went to. I mean, it's like I don't like to travel. To be frank, I mean, it's not like Uh, I love it. It's not that case, but sometimes you have to do it as part of your job. And uh, to US, it's like it becomes a different time zone. Uh, Jet lag is another issue. So I was just there last week, came back, and then I'm just recovering from jet lag, and I have to take a flight to. I think this one is easy. And then oh, I'm in Budapest. Oh, nice. Let me know whenever you're traveling to Germany. I live in Hamburg, so uh, we can definitely meet. And maybe we can kick off. I think we wanted to kick off another plan, maybe admin analyst dashboard. And let's see. I'll just copy this. Meanwhile, it's creating this. I hope it's. Oh, okay. It stopped actually. I think I just gave a very big plan to my AI agent. Let's see. It says 64, 64 files changed, and it has already added 3,000 line of code. So I'm sure like I just gave it a very pretty big feature to build. And then I'll just copy this, create. So now I have another dashboard. I can, sorry, another feature, sub feature, and I can say code, Rabbit AI. So it will start planning this. Meanwhile, my existing code is working. So yep, this is done. Let's see if I can just log in again, because I think we deployed some changes due to which uh, it the login was not working for some reason. Let's see if it's fixed now, or it's just like my browser with some caching issues. Yeah, it works now. So I can actually just do plan from here. Select repository. I can say hotel. Uh, okay, I don't know. Load more. Okay, because I have to load more. Okay, let's see. Still not here. Which, okay, so this is my account. And let's see if this repository is actually available here. No, it's oh, I am just using the wrong name. Yeah, sure. Hey, Achin. Thanks again for joining. Hi. Yeah, something about tokens. I know, but there are a few things which is hard to let go. Okay, so I don't know what is this issue live? Is it why I'm not getting my okay? Maybe it's okay. So it's getting loaded in alphabetic order. So GHI. Yeah. So live stream code rabbit. Okay. So I can also do a plan from here. So for example, let's do this one, guest facing portal. No, not this one. Billing and financial. I'll just do this from here and I'll say create plan. Let's see. And we'll start creating a plan here. So there are two ways. You can actually use code rabbit plan. You can also just do it inside GitHub if you want to, in case you have an access or if you already have a plan. Subscription, sorry, not plan. But if you already have a subscription, you can actually just do it from here. So it's actually thinking, creating plan, and it's faster. I think it's much better than doing it here on GitHub itself. For interview today for Flutter, first interview which I spent 2 hours on. Next interview also we have 2 hours. Oh, congratulations! I think I hope like you get the job and all the best. So yeah, 2 hours interviews are too long for sure. I mean, I have I think yeah, I have an interesting story to share. So when I was actually in Mumbai, 2011-ish, yeah, 2011, and I was looking for a job. So I was giving so many interviews at that time because it was not easy to get a job at the first place because 2011 was the year market was recovering from uh, all these what do you call it? So 2008, if you remember, like it was very bad. 2008, when all the market was down, there were literally no jobs. And 2011 was like the year when it started to recover. And I was giving interviews after another, and I already had an offer. I think I already had an offer. Or no, that was before. So once I had an offer with Book My Show, and Book My Show was they had an office in Mumbai and Delhi. So it took me like I think more than 1.5 hours to actually reach there from my place. I used to live in Mulund, and I had to go via train, change bus. It was like not easily accessible. I think that office. No, 2011. What's monetization actually? It was just like the slow market which was recovering. 2008 is when the market crashed. It was like if you see, if you even Google for 2008 financial crisis. Yeah, 2008 financial crisis. If you search for it, and you will get a entire blog post because it was very big. It has its own Wikipedia page, so of course it was so big. But yeah, then from this financial crisis 11, we were recovering, and then 2011, I think I started interviewing a lot, and then I was going to like my future employer. So it was like, of course, I had no idea like I will be selected, but it took me almost 4 hours to reach there. So so from Mumbai, so from Mulund, I was traveling to Sakinaka, which is a very famous place in Mumbai, by the way, known for its traffic. And there was an accident in between, and I was just bored and hungry. By the time I reached there, uh, they were like, I already called my HR, like, hey, I'm stuck in the traffic, so I'll reach late. And they were like, yeah, all good. They knew that something has happened on that road because a lot of employees used to travel. So they were absolutely fine. And then I reached there, and my interviewer, he started asking questions one after another. And the interview went for like almost 1 hour. And by the end of the interview, I was about to give up. I was like, okay, I answered everything to this guy, and he's like still asking me question. If he asks me one more question, I will just say no. So I can not I can totally relate. Like 2 hours interview is like wow, that will be pretty much like tiring as well. So But yeah, I can totally understand when you said like 2 hours interview, and that sucks. I don't know like what they are going to ask you in 2 hours interview, but all the best. And then of course that interview went well. By the end of my interviewer was like satisfied, like I know everything. I'm not sure like if people still do it, writing code on paper. I don't think so. People do still do it, but I think it's more common to write code on IDE nowadays and using Google Doc maybe for some interviews. I come from Odisha. You should visit. Oh, I would love to one day. I have so I have a sister here in Germany. She's from Odisha. So I would love to one day visit Odisha for sure. It's a nice city, a nice state, by the way. Oh, there will be 3 rounds more with 2 hours. It's okay. Makes sense. So all the best. Hope you get the job. And we are almost at the end. And my agent said, "Okay, I have completed all the task." So all good. We have 64 files changed, which I'm not going to verify for sure. I will let Code Rabbit do its job and let it review this. And uh, meanwhile, once this is done, this is reviewed, I will go ahead and verify the plan and see like if it's ready. For example, admin and analyst. Yep, this is ready. The plan is ready. I can just go ahead and start building it. This one is getting generated. So of course, once this is ready, like I can of course feed in this plans to my different agents. In case like you have multiple agents, for example, Codex, Cloud Code, and you see these tasks are not related to each other, you can just go and have coffee and enjoy your time and then come back and see, okay, if this is done or not. And if it's not done, you can just complain to your boss that my agent is not working. So just kidding, don't do that. Yeah. Why not use Codex or Gemini? I'm actually planning to use Codex as well. So I was just showing it to, uh, was showing it like a few minutes ago that, okay, I'll probably give one task to Codex as well. I don't use anti-gravity. I don't know. Uh, yeah, I never tried it. So I generally use Copilot, Cloud Code, or I just use my terminal. And I was actually trying to see like if I can explore open code as well. So maybe I will try open code. But yeah, the code feature. Curious to know how you started your OSS journey and what was journey. Okay. So I think there is a blog which I have written. So if you go for mm, So I have this blog on Free Code Camp. This one from slums of Mumbai to a rented apartment. It will give you a little bit overview, like how I started with open source. Uh, Germany, I moved 4 years ago. So I have a friend in Germany actually. So I was looking for a way to move out of India, and I already had worked with this friend, Serkan. We both used to actually contribute to a project called NGRX. It was just like reaching out to him because he had helped me earlier for a job which I was doing from India, Pune. It was remote, so he used to work from his home, and I was working from my home in Pune. And then yeah, that was it. So he approached his manager. They were like, okay, let's hire this guy. And there was an interview, so I had to build something using NX, small app, and that's it. Using anti-gravity due to Gemini Pro plan. Whoever gives you free credits, just go ahead and use it. Don't complain. So that's what I'm doing, right? I have like uh, GitHub Copilot. It's free from GitHub. I'm using Cortex, which is given from CodeRabbit. So yep, uh, you know, whoever gives you free credits, just go ahead and use it. Anti-gravity is giving you free credits, just go ahead and utilize it. Yeah, and you utilize it for something better, right? I'm sure like you are learning a lot by using all these free credits. So So I think all good for today. We will now. I need to review this code. Just kidding. Not. I'm not going to like review 64 files for sure, and I'll just let Code Rabbit do it. And let's see. I can just view sort view as a tree. I don't know why this keeps getting changed. And yeah, so these are the new APIs which are added. This is the app. This is libs. Oh, it added libs. This is nice. It also tried to refactor some code into multiple libraries. So all good. And we will continue the live stream tomorrow. Maybe I won't be there tomorrow. So I'll hand it off to Ritvi. She will take care of it. But thanks for dropping by, Arjun, the code witcher, and Punyapal. Uh, I'll see you next week, maybe.